Hello everyone, this is Crota coming at you, giving you game 1 in a series between Cechi and Sonik. We see Cechi spawning as the light blue undead here on the top right hand side of the map. Meanwhile, Sonik has spawned as the yellow night elf here on Nomad Isle 1.3. As things get underway, we'll be looking at a Warden up against a Death Knight, most likely. Yes, Warden versus Death Knight in this 1v1 matchup. And a Warden, solo Warden, is often a very, very common strategy against Undead. Undead players who try to go for ghouls will generally find themselves in a world of hurt just because of how useful the Warden is at taking down ghouls. Fan of Knives, Shadow Strike, both of those abilities almost seem tailor-made to try and take those units down where you would generally want to go in for a surround. Alright, Warden does have evasion as well, so a little bit of an interesting maneuver here. The Warden can now chase after that Death Knight. The Death Knight really doesn't want to be in this fight here. And perhaps he'll be able to get off a Death Coil, or perhaps use those skeletal minions to do something. But at the same time, the Archer has picked up a Troll Shadow Priest. Death Knight now making its way over. Oh, there's an Abolish Magic there, taking down one of those skeletal minions. As we now see another Sea Turtle hatchling here. Alright, this Ancient of War going to end up falling. Meanwhile, Warden still chasing away at that Death Knight. Death Knight does have Unholy Aura as his first ability, hence no Death Coils to try and steal any experience. And the Death Knight is slightly faster than that Warden. Alright, for those of you guys who like to keep track, we are now at the 3-minute 22 second mark here as things are getting underway. Moonwell getting attacked by a skeletal minion, not much to really talk about there, as we are now going to see a swarm of ghouls and skeletal minions putting pressure on the Warden here. Warden now looking to run back once more. Death Knight a little bit behind in the experience race, but Cechi pretty much knows that he's going to be able to get that experience back. Once you get to level 2 or tier 2, excuse me, on a Death Knight, getting that Lich as well, getting those Crypt Fiends, Undead just becomes an almost creeping machine, being able to take down all of those earlier creep camps, allowing for the Death Knight to really play much more of a harassment strategy in the early opening game. Meanwhile, we are going into Tree of Ages, and I am interested to see whether or not Cechi, or Sonik, excuse me, goes for a second hero. Solo Warden just happens to be oh so powerful in this matchup that I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't see that. Now, late game strategies, I am expecting to see a Dryad and Bears. Oh, Dryad and Bears. Meanwhile, the Warden now trying to get away here, going up against Crypt Fiends and Destroyers. Very, very useful units on both sides here as the Warden, oh, Dust of Appearance is used, and the Warden does end up blinking away. No big problem at all. Gonna use a little bit of mana. Currently is revealed, though, with that Dust of Appearance, so it has to be very, very careful. Death Knight, on the other hand, off over here, still wandering around the map. 88 over 20 experience, still not yet at level 2, as he's trying to gauge what exactly he can do. Alright, the Warden was perhaps hoping to get a Shadow Strike on an unsuspecting ghoul and take him down, but that isn't happening there. Meanwhile, Forest Troll Berserker with Lightning Shield getting in some extra damage across some of these other units here, and you're going to see that Lightning Shield just do so much damage and really help out with the creeping tremendously. Meanwhile, the Death Knight is chasing after that Warden. Warden is getting very, very high up, and oh, may end up getting surrounded again. No, does not, but does take a round of slashes once more, as we now see the Warden get up to level 3. Level 2 Shadow Strike, and all bets are now off as that Warden can easily get that kill. Pretty much, there's a blink there. One more shot. There is, nope, no deny, as another Shadow Strike comes in. The Shadow Strike just deals so much damage over time. 2 more hits, 1 more hit should do it, and it will get taken down as another Shadow Strike onto another ghoul. All of those abilities pretty much, yes, do seem tailor-made, as that ghoul now trying to escape away is going to be able to get away, though. If it has 1 more tick left in it, or 2 more ticks left in it, oh, 1 more no, it does not. It does not. That ghoul does end up being able to escape. And wow, a little bit of a lucky break there as the Warden drinks up some Moonwell mana and now making its way back over to the Goblin Merchant Shop. Alright, the Warden gonna play that solo play, perhaps try and take down some of these acolytes as we are upgrading to Black Citadel. It is important to note, though, that the Warden currently does not have a Staff of Teleportation. So if she does try to jump in there, she is going to be just a one-woman army jumping into that position, which can be extremely, extremely dangerous. Now, what is that Warden hoping to do? Perhaps take down some key units here. Oh, there is a Lich. Are we going to see the Lich get taken down? There is a Shadow Strike onto that Lich. Lich taking a fair bit of damage. Death Knight now quickly running up from behind. There's a Death Coil. And once you see the Death Knight landing a Death Coil onto that Lich, you pretty much know that the kills are not going to be coming nearly as quickly. All right, still a Hawk standing overhead. Did we pick up anything? No, he looked like he went over to the shop, tried to buy something, couldn't buy anything. I don't know what was purchased. Perhaps the Dust of Appearance was the item that he really wanted to get, as the Warden quickly tests the waters and realizes with the Nerubian Tower there, she really does not want to dive into that position. All right, it looks like there is a Watcher Ward here, and oh, that Hawk is going to push away. Meanwhile, back off over here. Let's take a look. Lich getting very close to level 2. Gonna pretty much just be shy of it. Has a Claws of Attack +6, and should be getting that Orb of Corruption once that Black Citadel is up. Warden, Scroll of the Beast. You can see that level 8 Dark Wizard really wanting to try and finish off that Warden, but that's not going to be happening anytime soon. Meanwhile, Giant Sea Turtle is now falling. Gargantuan Sea Turtle, currently all that is left over here at what I'll call the 2 o'clock Goblin Laboratory on Nomad Isle, as we're looking at the Warden still wandering around here with really nowhere to go. The Warden really wants to perhaps get to level 4, just shy of level 5, and then start killing off a lot of ghouls and crypt fiends. We're taking a look at the base right now. We see Ancients of Lore, Abolish Magic, and Druid of the Claws being added, but I don't see the... Oh, there's the Slaughterhouse off to the north. There's the Obsidian statues, and there are those crypt fiends, so it is working out to how I expected. As the Death Knight looks like he used a Dust of Appearance just to see if perhaps there was some sort of it couldn't be a shadow melded unit, perhaps some sort of Watcher Ward off in that spot. All right, Panda does join the army now and will be going up against the rest of the Undead army. Panda, as a level 2 hero, is extremely effective against the Crypt Fiends and those ghouls. Those units tend to bunch up together, especially the ghouls, and with a very small collision radius, they end up taking a lot more damage than you would normally look. All right, let's go ahead and take a look here. Warden does have Dust of Appearance. There's a Shadow Strike. Staff of Teleportation in order to get away. Will be able to get back. No real problem whatsoever, as the Panda sitting at level 1. Gonna make his way over here to the Gargantuan Sea Turtles. All right, Druid of the Claws, Mastery Training now done. Are we gonna perhaps see them turn into the bear form? No, we are not. There's another Rejuvenation, so just constantly trying to absorb a bit more damage. Once you take down this Gargantuan Sea Turtle, though, the Panda doesn't really take that much damage, especially piercing damage from those giant Sea Turtles. Panda now finishing off the remaining units. Warden looks like she wanted to get some more kills, was unable to, as the Bears now finish off the giant Sea Turtle here. Panda sitting at level 2 does have a Potion of Greater Healing down over here. Warden looks like she got surrounded, does a quick blink and able to get away. Still a little bit of trouble here, as the Warden really wants to try and get away here. All right, meanwhile, let's take a look. Dryads going up against the Vile Temptress and the remaining units. Panda will get to level 3, and it may end up chaining the rest of this Warden Panda army. All right, let's go ahead and finish this off here. Gonna finish off some remaining units, and we're gonna look at the Dark Ranger now, pushing at just the right opportune time. Replenishment Potion, there's the Death Coil, and all units are in full retreat once more.
The player's forces are under
Lich, Death Knight, Dark Ranger for the Undead going up against Panda and Warden. Panda level 3, Warden I believe level 4 now, or not even level 4, just shy. Hasn't gained any experience so far from when we've last looked at her, right as the Panda came out. So that is a big deal that the Warden is still not at level 4, even though perhaps all you would really upgrade is a Blink with lesser cooldown. You could go Fan of Knives as well, but we do know currently Shadow Strike, level 2 Shadow Strike, and a level 1 Blink was used. Vile Temptress now going after the remaining undead units here. It looks like they're going to get cleaned up. Orb of Corruption. All right, Dryads now coming from the other side, getting in a little bit of poison damage. And this could go from bad to worse very, very quickly, as the Dryads do deal a lot of piercing damage, and one Dryad quickly taken down. That's how much damage those Dryads do with that piercing damage, but it kind of boxed in the rest of the units. Dryads, however, now is facing the full might of the undead army, as the remaining units, Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire, Frost Nova, and Scroll of Healing to try and counteract things. There's a Death Coil to save a unit, as the ghouls are now pretty much just falling. Are we going to see a Breath of Fire here? Low hit point ghoul should just be falling here. Or what are we looking at? It looks like one ghoul is still alive. Panda finally gets a Breath of Fire off, getting in a little bit more damage. There goes another bear. So the bears and the ghouls all just getting torn apart here. There are still 3 destroyers, as we're looking at the Dark Ranger now getting to level 2. Death Knight does not have does not have Dust of Appearance, but he does have that Sentry Ward that would easily end up taking down more archers. All right, Scroll of Town Portal now being used. Are the archers going to make their way over? Yes, the archers are trying to make their way over. Panda does not join in on the teleport, as a Dryad now walks over and decides, you know what? I probably should not be here. Sonic in a bit of trouble. All right, Dispel Magic taking down a couple of units there. Warden still sitting at level 4. Perhaps is looking to finish off more units here. Meanwhile, another turtle now taken down. Spider Crab Behemoth, Obsidian Statues healing up the remaining units, as the Sea Turtle hatchings are trying to finish things off. Warden, will she be able to find an opening here? There's a Shadow Strike, and it looks like one more. I think that's all the hits you need in order to take down that ghoul. And yes, the ghoul will get taken out there. Meanwhile, another Shadow Strike onto another unsuspecting unit, and it looks as though this ghoul is going to fall as well. And that is always a little bit of a sad day, so to speak, as the Warden now getting very close to level 5, going to be finishing off some of these acolytes. And you can see that Cechi already expected this and purposely started training up some of those acolytes already. All right, there is the Warden now going after a couple more ghouls. Ghoul now taken down. Warden sitting at level 4. May be able to get to level 5 here in just a second, as the Warden now up to, what, 13, 14 experience out of 1,400. Warden wants to finish things up. Perhaps finishing off the rest of these acolytes should do it. I believe, no, 2 to 3 more acolytes will be needed. And with that, the Warden decides to back away, knowing that, yes, she does have a Staff of Teleportation and can, in fact, get away very, very easily. All right. Obsidian Statues now ready to go. Death Knight. Crypt Fiends now making their way over. Let's take a look. Obsidian Statues now making their way over to the bottom right. They may try and clear out this very dangerous Overlord Maiden of Pain creep camp, which is dangerous just because of the sheer amount of damage and debuffs that can be cast on you during this fight. If you get debuffed too much, Howl of Terror, I believe Curse is also on the table. Not 100% sure about that. As a Health Stone now being dropped for the Dark Ranger. Dark Ranger now in a little bit of trouble. Oh, Overlord now looking to back away. Let's take a look at this. There's a Hippogriff who took -5 armor for a total of -3. As we're looking at the Obsidian Statues, the Crypt Fiends now heading off to the north just once more. All right, Warden having a little bit of trouble trying to figure out where she wants to go, decides to back off, as we're looking at the Hippogriffs, the Dryads, and the Panda with archers and bears making their over to the top left. All right, it still kind of looks like Cechi is playing a very, very strong, solid game. He's not making that many mistakes. And if you leave the Undead army unchecked for this long, the Undead army is just going to come back with stronger Tri-Hero that really shuts down anything your heroes could possibly be doing. All right. The Dark Wizard looks like it is going to fall, giving level 5 to the Warden. Warden quickly blinks away to try and deny some experience. Is that Warden just blinking constantly? Yes, I believe so. That Warden able to just blink constantly, able to get where it needs to go in an absolute hurry. As the where'd it go? As the Warden now heads off to the north. All right, Warden wants to blink inside here. Gonna go ahead and Shadow Strike onto an Acolyte. One Acolyte already taken a fair bit of damage. Another Acolyte could get taken down as well. The Warden pretty much knows that her auto attack is just perhaps strong enough, so I don't really have to worry about trying to stick around for that or that long. All I need to do is just get 1 or 2 hits in, and I'm fine. All right, another Acolyte gonna get taken down there. It has as the Warden, now seen at level 5, may be forced to use a Staff of Teleportation in order to get away. All right, Crypt Fiends, Obsidian Statues now making their way back. No expansion attempt as of yet that we see. Panda seen at level 4, getting very close to level 5 as well. Meanwhile, the Warden is already at level 5 using a Clarity Potion. And if that Warden gets to level 6, Avatar of Vengeance will definitely become a problem. Meanwhile, the Crypt Fiends, the Obsidian Statues, and the Destroyer are all ready to go. Here comes the Warden. The Warden going to come in for a possible Creepjack. No, it takes way too much damage. May need to back off there. And yeah, 1 round of attack all of a sudden. That unit's health just drops off the table. All right, Shadow Strike once more lays it down into a Crypt Fiend. Death Knight most likely we're gonna start to Death Coil here once the healing is done, but a second Shadow Strike quickly makes its way down, and the Death Knight now pretty much knows, hey, I have to Death Coil it to try and save it. And now we see a couple of webs go down here. All right, War Orb Web, Death Knight. Wait, what happened? Where is the Warden? Warden looks like it backed away for just a moment. No, there it is. Now continuing to just mop things up here. The Panda could easily now Breath of Fire a lot of these units and then just take them down finally. All right, let's see whether or not the Panda will be backing off. Yes, the Panda is backing off. The Warden now once more coming back over to try and finish the job here. There goes a handful more units as the Panda now looking to back off another Scroll of Healing. So this Scroll of Healing fight is really taking its toll. All right, let's take a look back over here. As another Dryad gets taken down, another Abomination gets taken down. The healings are just becoming too much as Staff of Preservation saves one of the units. Death Knight now pushing back the other way, going to find a whole bunch of bears and dryads currently silenced. They're going to end up perhaps falling to the Death Knight, which is going to be some big experience gain. As I believe all the bears that were created by Sonic have been pretty much taken out now. Only a handful of them left in production. One of them left in production right now, as we're looking at the Warden now blinking past the rest of the Undead army. All right, Ancient of War trying to go toe-to-toe with the Destroyers and the remaining units here. Not going to happen. You can take a look. Back over here. Altar of Darkness, we're still seeing it at 48 over 60 supply compared to 49 over 70. And really, this game is not going to really be a game until we see a level 6 Avatar of Vengeance. All right. Warden now making its way over here to the top right. Gonna perhaps dive into this spot here. Get a fan of knives off the Warden. However, gonna get caught mid-transition. Is she gonna get silenced? Yes, silenced. And the Warden is in absolute trouble. Warden, will she be able to get away? Blink. Is she gonna be able to blink away? That silence happens to be around for a very long time. As she quickly heals back up with 3 successive blinks. All right. 2 armies still on the hunt for each other. Not quite sure where the other is. Panda at level 4, just on the cusp of level 5. Meanwhile, Warden is at level 5, halfway to level 6. How is all of this going to break down? That is how the final few moments of this fight should be traveling towards. we can see that there are 2 destroyers, 1 obsidian statue, and a handful of crypt fiends. But with all that said and done, the army still seems rather small. The destroyers are expensive units. Meanwhile, if you take a look at the Night Elf army, there's those dryads, which are very, very effective in this matchup. There's so many more of them that things could go very much awry, or just off of schedule or off of the plan than Cechi might expect. All right, Wisp making their way down. Absolute feeding frenzy right here. Easy takedowns as one Dark Ranger now at level 4 as well. All right, Panda now making its way off over here. Warden trying to find a play, does not find it on the very tightly grouped together units.
Our players' forces are under attack.
All right. Bears, Dryads, Warden now about to intercept the might of the Undead army, and here we go. Oh, the Wardens and the Dryads do spot each other. Here we have it. There in comes the fight, and now the units are in full retreat. You can go to Shadow Strike onto some units, forcing a little bit of an engagement. And if the engagements are keep on being forced, I don't believe Cechi has any choice but to stand his ground and fight back. Staff of Preservation's coming through for the Warden. The Warden saving off another unit. As the Bears and the Destroyers are just going through once again. Warden sitting at level 5, getting very close to level 6 now, trying to finish things up. It looks like the Destroyer could get taken down, and let's take a look at it off over here. The Dark Ranger down to 200 hit points. I do believe a Death Coil should be in order in just a moment. Meanwhile, Panda's in a little bit of trouble as the remaining units. Oh, Warden could finish off an Obsidian Statue. Yes, there it goes. Obsidian Statue now taken down. All right, Panda now once more taken out. Level 5 Panda taken out, in fact. And a little bit of a sloppy play, I must admit there, but the Warden is now at level 6. Level 6 is the Warden just going to walk in and try and place down an Avatar of Vengeance. That could work, as we are also no longer mining from the main bases. All the main bases have been mined out. All right, Warden now looking to back away. Let's take a look. Dryads are now making their way inside his own base here. He's going to defend it. And now what's going to be happening over here? All right, you see the Destroyers, Archer, Lich, Dark Ranger, Abomination attempting to take down.
Our players' forces are under attack.
All right. Going back off to the north, another 150-point Shadow Strike. There goes another unit. Avatar of Vengeance now making its way out onto the field. Gonna go ahead and start summoning some Spirits of Vengeance here in just a moment. And there you have it, the Warden now backing off, knowing that he was in a little bit of trouble, but now able to retreat without much of a problem. All right, army still chasing around with these units, as the Avatar is doing a great job to try and slow things up. All right, a slow push coming through. It looks like an Abomination or two are going to be backing off here in just a moment. It looks like the Death Knight now in serious trouble. What's going to be happening here? Bear now trying to go after the Death Knight. Death Knight, oh, uses a potion just in time and able to get out with a smile. All right, let's go ahead and take a look back over here. The Death Knight. Death Knight losing the Dark Ranger now, so it is level 4. Level 5 Death Knight versus level 5 Lich going up against... Well, going up against... what is this? Avatar of Vengeance that just will not die. Acolyte is still right here. And as you know, Avatar of Vengeance is actually immune to everything, so it can't really fall. Death Knight now making its way over. It looks like, yes, that Zeppelin will get taken down. But I think that is going to be all she wrote here. Lich might get taken down. No, Lich was not Wait. Well, Lich was taken down. Wow. So Lich was taken out in the last very few moments, and that gave Sonic the ability to gain control and take a 1-0 lead. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.